everybody! I hope you all had a really wonderful weekend. I wanted to share some of the interesting thoughts that have been coming to me over the last few days. I had a really lovely walk out in nature. It's like negative 22 degrees Celsius. I'm walking in the mountainous area. So it's a steep incline. It's not particularly easy. There's huffing and puffing involved and needing to stop to take breaks every now and then. But the snow on the trees is so beautiful. It's like all the trees here in the Yukon are frosted, like sugar coated trees. And there's like 2 inches of snow on all the branches, and some of the trees look like crazy mazes if you look at them. They don't look like sticks, like trees without leaves on them. They just look like crazy snow mazes in the sky. And it's really beautiful. Anyway, I was thinking about the magic of life, the magic of creation. And being a human being, it doesn't always feel magical like we see on TV. Like if you were a sorcerer's apprentice, it might feel far more magical. You might have a textbook with all these spells that you can practice and learn and become a sorcerer one day. Well, here it doesn't feel like we have the sorcerer book or the sorcerer to work with. We don't have the magic like they do in the fantasy books or in the Lord of the Rings or something like that. But the reality is we do have the magic here. The magic is different. The spells are different. If you were to read an ancient historical book with spells in it, what do you think the spells would be like? Would they be a recipe of ingredients that you put into a boiling pot, and then you speak some incantations, some sounds, some words, and then things go poof and magic happens? Would a spell book manifest that in our reality? Would a spellbook create those things? I was thinking about this on the walk, about what a real spellbook in our human world, what it would read like, what it would be like. I was thinking a lot about the power of light language and how it speaks from the soul. The soul then speaks in strange tongues, right? And it comes out in a fluid way, and it feels healing and it heals others. That's magic. If we were to write these sounds down and have everybody do the exact same sounds, would it be the same magic? Or maybe our souls are uniquely different and our souls possess the magic, therefore there is no need for a book. We need to stop doing what everybody else is doing, for instance, and start doing it our own way. We need to start exploring our soul and finding the recipe inside ourselves and then speaking that recipe out loud. It is the magic. But I was thinking so much about this, I thought, if I were to create a magic book, the magic book would actually have affirmations in it, because affirmations are magical, they're manifesting tools. So when you speak the affirmation, you know inside yourself this works. How often do we say you are beautiful or I am beautiful, so to speak? So the affirmation is I am beautiful. I look in the mirror, I look into my own eyes, and I feel it in my heart. I am beautiful. I am the most beautiful soul I have ever met. I am the most beautiful human. I am the most beautiful, not in an egotistical way, but in a way that is truly honoring the fact that you are this beautiful. Just because you might identify it as the most beautiful, you are just trying to amp it up a little bit on the volume and say you are very beautiful. You are rich with beauty and love and kindness, and I adore you for that. But to say, magically say into the mirror, I am beautiful. I have the spell book. The spell book says, in order to manifest beauty, you must speak these words. You look into the mirror, you gaze into your eyes. You open your heart, you feel a quivering in your soul. You understand the richness. You start to visualize the essence of light and love coming off of your face as you speak these powerful magical words. I am beautiful. And you speak these words 3 times a day, every day, for the rest of your life, and now you will feel beautiful every single day. Okay, that's spell number 1. This is how you magically manifest beauty. You do this spell. Okay, spell number 2. This is how you manifest abundance. The spell says, are you choosing to manifest financial abundance? If you're choosing to manifest financial abundance, we have to start with manifesting love abundance first, because love is more important than money. So first we must start to discuss about love. The spellbook might say a few things to remind you about the power of love is the magic that manifests the financial abundance. When we love ourselves, when we are in balance with the love inside our hearts and in the world around us, we choose acceptance, we choose to be ourselves, we start being ourselves in our job, we start being ourselves in our relationships. And we're not talking about wavering. We are ourselves so much that we are in a balanced relationship that allows us to speak from the heart and be ourselves through and through. We are in a balanced job that allows us to be ourselves, to run with the ideas, and to express from deep down in our heart and to make a difference. Or we are choosing to start our own businesses and then to be ourselves even more than ever before because we are doing it our way with our ideas. We are manifesting these things. And so we love ourselves enough to be that honest with ourselves about what is a good relationship, what is a good job, and what is it to be me. So we're choosing to learn about love. Love then is what manifests abundance. And because the more love that we have, the less we care about money. And the less we care about money, the oddest thing, money finds a way to trickle into our lives when we least care about it. Because we're so full of love, right? So the magical book is going to teach us now how to manifest financial abundance through manifesting love abundance. So the spell is, I am loved. I am so loved in this world. And any reflection of love that is not this loving is not a reflection of my friends, is not a reflection of my job, is not a reflection of anything that I would want to possess in my life or want to have in my life, because that is not a reflection of love. So it would read line for line for line for line for line the magical recipe in order to remind you what love is, how to choose love in your life, and how to say, I am loved, I am love, I am light, I am kind, I am a good person, I am honest, I speak from the heart. So this spell might take a couple pages of reminders about what abundance is, reminders about how beautiful in love you are, how full of light you are, reminders that you speak from the heart, you are honest with yourself about what you want in your life, what you're choosing in your life. It is the exact recipe of how to manifest a love abundance, which then helps us to stop thinking about money, which then manifests financial abundance just naturally. It just does that. So I'm walking through nature, these magical trees and all this snow, and I'm thinking about magic, right? And a magical book that would teach me about the magic of living and how to actually cast a spell to create that magically into my own life. And what that would actually look like would be simply affirmations and reminders about what love is all about. So how do I manifest joy? How do I manifest love? How do I manifest financial abundance? How do I manifest beauty? It's not about plastic surgery. It's about the spells of speaking the truth that you are beautiful. Period. That is what magic is all about. I was thinking a great deal about this. Another thing I was thinking about is how far I could go in the work that I do as a journey, as a spiritual healer, as a psychic. I'm always looking for ways to go beyond, to go even further than this. And at times I feel like this isn't enough. I want more than this. I want to see more than this. I want to feel more than this. I want to do more than this. I know that part of progression is accepting the learning at every corner that I turn, that every soul that I help helps me see more of the infinite reflection, see more inside myself as well as more inside others, as well as understanding more of the human psyche and the balance of our world and society and what truly manifests the magic of all types of abundance in our lives. And I'm learning about these things. I was thinking, if I could have a more magical experience, what would it look like? Well, I would love to actually feel like I'm walking through the streets of Atlantis. In a journey state, I could do this, but I want it to be more rich. I want it to be more vibrant. I want it to be more the experience, as though I'm exactly there in that moment. It would be like being a version of myself at another time and place, and where I'm looking at another parts of my soul's journey and I see, Abby, I see her. I want to know what it is like to be her in this specific moment in time. I want to know what it is like to look in the mirror and see her face, to have her hands and her feet, to get dressed in the morning, to eat her breakfast, to know what it tastes like, to take a walk through a magical forest on this day, to have these thoughts, to have an entire moment where, like a entire day where I feel the breath, the worry, the freedom, the joy, to have that. But not to just it to be my life, Abby's life, but to be another person's life exactly as it is. And another time and place that is interesting, far more interesting than it feels right now, like Atlantis or Egypt. Or in some tribe where there was something magical that took place, far more than we could believe was even possible. That's what I want to do, to step it up. But how do I manifest that experience? I have to start believing that I am capable of more than this. How many of it's like people who we all have psychic ability, but a lot of the world will say I'm not psychic, right? Abby, also said I was not psychic for the longest time because I thought being psychic was a certain experience. Well, when I started to discover that being psychic doesn't always have to be like that, and I started to see that I was psychic in a different way. I was more of a feeling psychic. I can feel people. I can understand the way people feel and how that creates blocks in their energy balance and their energy flows. I can start to feel those things. That doesn't mean that I know the day in the life of being you, but it is having an experience of being you on an energy level and starting to understand the ropes and the strings of your puppet life, right? We all kind of live in a world where we're trying to be more and more ourselves, but we feel sort of controlled by the outside, by the people in our lives, our friends, our family members, our jobs, our relationships, and all this stuff, right? So we're kind of like trying to become puppet masters, but to get out of the puppet reality and be more of a master of our own universe, master of our own experience. So you're psychic, but what is getting in the way of you believing and seeing and feeling and actually identifying yourself as being psychic? What is getting in the way of me being able to have that experience in Atlantis? Is it my skill set? I'm just not there yet? Or is there something I'm not believing in myself enough yet and I don't even realize it? Because I truly do believe in myself. But I want to feel something more magical, and I want to step into something more exciting. Well, as the story continues, I was just thinking about this stuff, and I was looking at a tree. There was snow on it, and I thought, I'm going to do something different. In my human mind, I thought, I'm going to take this, I'm going to use my invisible hands, I'm going to create some sort of extraordinary experience, and I'm going to move the snow off of that tree right there. That would be really magical if I could just do that. It's sort of like, I'm going to pick up that vase over there with my mind and move it across the room. That'd be really magical if I could do that. I've been practicing this since I was a kid. I know I can do this, but yet for some reason I can't. I try this all the time. I try to manifest flame out of thin air. I try to turn the shower on without touching the knobs. I try and tie my own shoes without actually touching them. It's just, how come I can't do this? I know that I can do this. I believe I can do this. How come I don't believe it enough in order to manifest this into our reality? If our reality out there is really it's inside ourselves, what is inside ourselves then becomes our reality. So whatever I see out here is actually in here. So that tree with the snow on it Although it looks like it is out there, it is also inside me. So I should be able to go inside myself and simply brush the snow off of the tree version that is inside myself, which will simultaneously brush it off of the tree in front of me. But yet it doesn't do this. I could connect with the atoms and I could say, atoms, I want you to manifest something out of thin air for me. Because atoms, you simply have to inspire the conscious energy to sort of help them understand what their creation needs to be, and then they just become that, right? It's sort of like we're going deeper into the spell book in order to figure these things out. But how do we create? How do we manifest? How do we do this stuff? How come we can only start with these affirmations that I am beautiful and I am love? I tried and tried and tried and tried to move the snow off of this tree. I didn't do it with my mind. I went into my heart to find the same tree inside of my heart, and I tried to use my energy finger to brush it off. But it was interesting because I discovered that what I want in my human mind is not always what I want inside my soul, inside of my heart. In my human mind, I wanted something magical to happen, to brush the snow off the tree, but in my heart, I simply wanted to experience the sparkle of the snow and the joy of the moment, and my soul could care less about brushing snow off of trees in order to prove something to myself about magic. So you see, what does this mean? Perhaps the meaning of life, perhaps the magic of life is in the moment, is in the love, is in seeing the truth about ourselves, that we are beautiful, and through that, love then creates the bliss, that creates the creativity, that creates the joy, that helps us feel the excitement of the magical reality we want to live in. Perhaps that's what magic is all about. Either way, my soul is going to constantly be working towards developing more and more magical spiritual experiences than I've ever known before. But sometimes we have to walk, before we can run, right? I feel like I'm walking already, but maybe I'm still in a crawl state. I'm still crawling, although I can do quite a lot with my psychic ability, but I'm still in the bigger picture of things crawling. Even if I feel like I'm walking, there's still so much I have to learn. Who is my sorcerer teacher? Who is teaching me how to do what I'm doing? Where's my spell book? Where's my magical textbook to teach me how to do what I'm doing? I am a self-taught healer. I'm a self-taught psychic, self-taught spiritual artist. I'm a self-taught speaker. I'm a self-taught website designer. Self-taught at every single thing I've ever done. I had to figure it all out by myself. I don't have a master teacher. I learned from following my heart. I learned from closing my eyes. I learned from asking these questions. I learned from daydreaming about them. And then I learned from trying to create something more and then seeing what happens, seeing how it makes me feel inside. So I just wanted to make a video to talk about magic. I think a lot of us feel like life can be a little colorless, a little flavorless, even if it's so beautiful. Even if we could walk on a nature trail up a mountain and the snow is just perfect and you've got enough warm clothes that you don't mind the temperatures. And it's just an amazing experience where you're connecting with nature. But why even then can you long for more magic? What is it that we are all longing for that we can't find satisfaction with what we have? What more could we want? What more could we ask for? I think what we all are wanting is to deeply know our souls, to deeply remember and recall our journeys, to feel connected more and more and more with the stars, with the planets, with the energy of the earth, with the trees, more than just what we see and we feel, but to even go deeper into the magic, to really see how beautiful we are, to really speak from the heart more than we have ever known before, to not be afraid of what lies around the corner of change, but to embrace it and to know that it is going to propel us forward in a beautiful way. I think that all of this conversation here is really a reflection of a human ascension type of energy. I'm a really big advocate for talking about this subject of human ascension, whether you relate to it or not. I do feel like we are evolving. I do feel like it is a special time in our history where we have the freedom to access totally new ways of being. As long as we can allow ourselves to not be afraid to do things outside the box differently than they've ever been done before, we can really do extraordinary things on this planet. We can work together, we can come up with ideas, we can change the whole schematic of the way we've been doing things for thousands of years. The time is now, right? And I feel like a lot of us feel the time is now. And the time is now. Energy is filling our veins, and it's making us starve and hunger for something more, more than this, more sparkly, more dazzling, more exciting. At one time, I think it was the material objects we were all longing for. It was the nice cars, the jewelry, the fancy clothes, the fancy dinners, the high class jobs. I think we're all just sort of, you know what, I'm not in a position to just suddenly be the CEO of a company. I want those nice cars on TV, but I've got a second mortgage, 3 kids. I'm barely making it, and I feel like this is constantly in my face all the time. What I want that I cannot have, so I have to accept what I have and choose to let go of that which I want. It's sort of, that is kind of the way that we are getting into this place that is actually making us feel so kind of smushed down and suppressed by the world and by our freedom that we all want to have but we cannot experience yet, because we've got to break on through to the other side, you know, Jim Morrison style. We got to do it like the Doors. We got to break on through to the other side. And the other side is the magic, is the soul journey, is the higher awareness, but we've got to believe in ourselves. We've got to do things differently. We got to see how free we are to experience new things. We got to not be afraid to experience new things. We got to keep choosing to go deeper and ask the questions of how can I become better than this? How can I grow beyond this? I can't fully put my finger on everything that this whole experience has meant to me. I just wanted to make a video to kind of babble a little bit about it, about these thoughts about creating a magic book and what it would look like and what it would say, and how we forget how powerful affirmations are. And we forget that we are the magic. We forget those things. And thinking with our minds of what we want, but then going into our hearts and discovering what we want is something that we didn't expect. My mind wants to create a visual magical thing by moving snow off of a tree, but my heart really did not care about that. My heart actually just wanted to feel free and to enjoy the trees and the snow. So what is it about Abby's mind that says it is not satisfied, but Abby's heart is quite content? Why is that happening? How many of us do you think our minds are full of these longings, these wants for something more, but if we went into our hearts, we would say we have everything we need right here inside ourselves? So what is this all about, do you think? I just think it's a moment in time where we're just asked to look at things in a new way and to explore what it means to us, and this is just my little moment, my little thing. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching my video, and if you're interested in exploring a journey with me, psychic wisdom or spiritual healing, I would be delighted to connect with you. Please visit me at my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching and have an amazing day.